I'm already on the internet, actually. I've been on the internet for a while.
How's it going?
It's going good. How are you guys doing?
I'm wonderful.
I'm doing well.
I've been in Indianapolis all day.
Aren't you usually in Indianapolis all day? Oh, wait, no, you're in Indiana. Those are different.
Yeah. It's not just one big city-state.
Justin, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well.
It's nice to be face-to-face with you guys.
Yeah, it is. I think that this has elevated our friendship, and I like it.
I'm really hoping this doesn't all go to waste, so, it seems like it's working. I've got this whole control panel thing here. It looks good.
It says live up here in the corner on my screen, so I have high hopes.
It says live for me, too. This is, like, the closest I've ever been to television.
You can't. I know that this is just going to audio, but you can like do the control cameraman thing and like choose who gets the big screen, or it'll just automatically pick it up based on who's talking the loudest.
Oh, jeez. Oh, wow. Look at this. Wait, now where's Jacob? Jacob's gone. Technology is really amazing. This is great.
What's your internet connection like? Because I don't. Did you turn your camera off? Because I don't see you.
You don't see me?
Yeah,
No.
I hear your voice.
I'm here. My camera's good.
Oh, I don't know. I guess it got hung up on Jacob or something. Now I see you.
All right. I'm gonna invite Jacob again because he's not in here anymore. That's weird. Well, I invited him again. So what's up, dude? How's your weekend going?
It's pretty good. I've got to clean the house.
Oof.
So, yeah, the missus took the baby. She has a monthly Pinterest night thing with her friends, and she hadn't gone the last 2 months, so she went this time, and so she was gone Friday night and tonight. So I've been tasked with trying to do all of the laundry and dishes and fix all the stuff in the house. So when she gets back, I will acquire sex pennies.
Nice.
Sex pennies is sort of like it's like a little system that I've come up with over the years, where it's like you do good stuff and you get sex pennies for that, and then eventually you can cash in the sex pennies. So it's like I go to dinner with your family and don't put my head down on the table. I would get a certain number of sex pennies, and then later on I can be like, hey, remember when I had the sex pennies from not putting my head down on your parents' dinner table? Well, I would like a hand job for that, or whatever that is. And you can save them, and you can put them in, like a mutual fund if you want to, and have them grow. The more you save up, the things you can ask for. It doesn't have to be sex. Like, I want to go see this movie by myself. Please let me.
Oh my god.
Have you ever made a physical piece of currency, or is it just like an understood thing?
No, it's just an idea, a concept. I don't whatever. You could do it. Anybody could do it. It's worked for me and my wife, and we've been together since high school. So I think
a lot of sex pennies.
I'll write a novel or a book on it one day, and then I'll be the next Steve Harvey.
Nice, totally. Do you want me to unplug this so you can hear it too?
Yes, I've been saying that.
My girlfriend wants me to unplug the headphones so she can hear this too. She just missed the whole sex pennies thing. So.
Well, yeah. Well, you can introduce that, Tom, and then see how it works.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. And Jacob is gone again.
He needs to pay his dial-up.
Yeah, bill. Using fucking net zero.
It's my iPad keeps messing up.
Your iPad's a piece of shit. Steve Jobs.
It is a piece of shit. It's old. I'm switching to my phone.
Nice. You look good on both, so it doesn't matter really.
I don't have dial-up internet, asshole.
Jacob, are you wearing like a gamer headset there? What is that?
I'm just wearing some headphones.
Wow, we got a true gamer.
So this is what they were talking about when they called it the Game Boy. That was actually modeled after you.
Yeah, I am the Game Boy. That's my that's my middle name.
Dude, there was an airbrushed license plate at Carowinds that said "True Gamer" and had an N64 controller, but it was like airbrushed at the airbrush stand.
God.
Imagine buying that, or getting like Kermit sipping tea airbrush shirt.
That's beautiful.
I really hate the world we live in. Sometimes I don't want to be part of it when I hear shit like that. All right, so you guys want to get down to business here, and then when Jacob keeps dropping out, we'll just pretend like he's still there, and we'll keep talking, and we'll pull him back in.
I switched to my phone. We should be fine, dickhead.
All right. Just to let you know, I have a very good, consistently connected internet connection here, but like the past week, it's been getting shitty. So if it goes out, just know that I will either call you back or shoot myself in the fucking face. So.
Okay, sounds good. We'll count on one or the other.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll just introduce ourselves, and then just a few minutes on just telling stories from maybe the last week, and then we'll each tell a story from a time we went to New York, and then we'll talk about Taylor Swift's new music, obviously, because all good podcasts would talk about that.
Now, I only know her one song. We'll get to that.
Like, you only know one of her songs ever, or you just know Shake It Off?
No, I just know Shake... Wait, no. I pretty much just know Shake It Off.
Okay, good. That's... okay. Sounds good. All right. Do we have any name ideas? Besides three Buttsketeers, which was Tom's idea from a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. I'm 7, and I'm not even mature for a 7-year-old. I'm like an immature 7-year-old. I'm like a 5-year-old in a 7-year-old's body.
Everybody giggled at three Buttsketeers, so I think we can go with that, right?
Yeah, Buttsketeers is good.
Okay. Sounds
like
good. I'm gonna pause for a second, and I'd say we're okay. Hi, how's it going, everybody? We are the three Buttsketeers. I'm Jacob. This is Tom. Say hi, Tom.
Hey, Tom. Oh, hey, it's me, Tom. Yeah.
Close enough. And this is Justin. Say hi, Justin.
Hi.
What's up?
Hi, 15 people that are going to listen to this. We love you.
Hey,
I'm going to
what's
at
up?
least make my family listen.
Shit.
So my dogs will listen too. We are here to basically tell stories and then try and tie them into anything we can think of. So for this week, we'll start out, we're going to kind of talk about things that are going on in our lives, if anybody has any funny stories. And then we'll move into talking about a time we went to New York. That's why the podcast this week is called Welcome to New York. I'm going to go ahead and start with my story from last night, actually. We went on a double date. My girlfriend Kelsey and I went with her friend Maggie and her boyfriend Ian. And we went to a haunted house, and it was the first time I've been to a haunted house basically ever, because I'm kind of a scared little girl when it comes to stuff like that. And
Yeah, I don't dig them either. I'm not a haunted house guy. No.
And I thought I would struggle with it, but I kind of realized that I'm like a super rational person, I guess, in situations like that. So I'm going through there and I'm just telling myself the whole time, they can't touch me. There's nothing bad that can actually happen in here. So I wasn't scared by the people, but the things that were really freaking me out were I'm a very socially uncomfortable person in a lot of situations. So I'm around these people and I'm like, I know they're working hard. Should I be acting scared? And then feeling bad inside and like beating myself up, like, you're making these people feel bad about their jobs. You're being mean to these people. By like not jumping and screaming and peeing myself, I thought I was being an asshole. And then like I was the one in the front of the group, so I was like, am I going too fast? Am I walking too fast? So I was freaked out the entire time, but it was just by the idea that I wasn't being a good host, or I wasn't being a good leader, or I was making these people feel bad that they weren't doing a good enough job. So that was the scary part of the haunted house for me. And that's when I realized, like, I'm a really, really fucked up person.
Yeah, I think the moral of that story is that basically your brain is your haunted house all the time.
That was really, really deep. Thank you. Does anyone else have any stories from recently?
Justin, you got anything good?
I mean, not really. I mean, I went to Disney World last week, and it was like what nightmares have nightmares about. Is apparently like it's billed as the happiest place on earth, and it's an experience. It's not just like an amusement park or whatever, but like that shit is so just terrible. You have to get on a bus from like where you stay. We stayed at one of the resorts, and then like I've got a stroller, and then and then a bag, and then like my daughter, and then like making sure like no like we're safe or whatever. But then it's like it's so packed, and people are like touching you. This is fucking gross. There's youths. There's so many teen youths running around, and it's just like you just want to slap every one of them. They're so just the stupid look on their face. But yeah, no, I mean it was okay. It was all right. But going as an adult with a kid is, I'm sure, a lot different than getting to go there as a teen or an adult without kids. Because it was like I did so good. I spent like hours planning out like the fast pass, like we're gonna go see these attractions or do these rides or meet these characters, and then we got there, and then Waverly went to like she wanted to see Mickey Mouse, and then we got to Mickey Mouse, and then she just cried because he right. Because the Mickey Mouse you go see there at the attraction is it's not animatronic, but it sort of is. Like there's it talks to you, but it's not the person inside the suit talking. It's like a person somewhere else. Like the people in front of us are from Brazil, so they introduce like, oh, this is the whatever family. They're from Brazil, and then Mickey's like, oh, golly gee, guys, I just learned some Portuguese this summer. Give me 1 second. And then he starts fucking speaking Portuguese to these people. What? It was crazy. It was insane. It was like a little beat. He's like, give me 1 second. And then he started speaking. And then so there's somebody somewhere controlling this thing. I don't know. It creeped me out. But yeah, so it was pretty awful.
That sounds terrible.
Hot and sweaty and people. I hate people. And but it was fun. But yeah.
Wow, man. So that's where all the quarterbacks go after they win the Super Bowl.
One fucking quarterback. I'll tell you that. I saw a lot of Puerto Ricans is what I saw.
Jesus, oh my god.
Did Waverly enjoy herself after the initial shock of creepy Mickey Mouse?
Oh yeah. I mean, she like, well, that was the thing is like as a parent. All right, she's like, we're gonna go see Mickey. Then she didn't want. She's like, yes, I want to go see Mickey. Then we get there. Then she doesn't want to see Mickey. And then she sees Pluto and wants to wait in line for Pluto. So then we wait in line for 30 minutes to see Pluto. Then she gets up there and then she cries because they're creepy because they're these gigantic fucking puppets or whatever. And then like she cries and like, okay, but then she sees like another character. We're like, are you sure you want to go see that character? Are you sure that we can't just stand here and then walk away? Or you just want us to stand in line for another 30 minutes so you can cry when you get up here? And that's the answer. And so you just spend a lot of your time like crying and whatever. But it was worth it. We got a fast pass to the parade, and she got to see all that, and she was happy, and it was great. So.
Oh my god, that sounds about as bad as Disney World experience. I don't really have anything interesting that's happened to me lately. I'm back in school the past couple semesters after leaving, so like I pretty much just ride the train into the city, go to school every day, and come back, and try not to die or kill myself. And nothing exciting happens. I hang out with my girlfriend on the weekends. She's sitting right over there. I don't really party. I don't really do a whole lot. So pretty much just tweet bad tweets.
You got to live tweet a breakup the other day.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah. They were ugly like gamer kids, so I had to do it. And then I took the picture, and then I freaked out and left.
It's such a weird moment when you'll do something and put it on the internet, and then you're just like, I'm not sure I should have done that. Or what are the possible repercussions from this? And then you just take off running.
Yeah, well, Jacob, some girl that follows you saw the story through you.
Oh, that's, like, hey, yeah.
I know where you are on campus. Like, I was in that room this morning, and I was like, oh, shit. Like, I got to...
No, that's not campus. That's, I'm in Texas.
It was like, I go to the other Temple University, and maybe my business.
Everything looks.
I'm at the
same.
synagogue. When I say temple, it's completely different.
I always worry about that. I always make sure to put the U after temple because it's just like, Jesus Christ, this dude, he's so profane and terrible on Twitter, but he's constantly worshiping. Like he goes to a place of worship and then sits on his phone the whole time like an asshole. I don't get it.
He rides a train to temple every day. I don't get it.
Oh, dude, riding the train is fucking hell. Like, it's so bad. So I got rid of my car before I went back to school because I wasn't gonna need it. Too goddamn expensive. And now I live like it would be like a 10-minute walk from a train station, but it's up a goddamn mountain. So like more like 20 minutes. And so every day when I get to the train, I'm sweating. Like, I've got a backpack on and I'm sweating. If it's 30 degrees, I'm fucking sweating. People at the train station look at me like I'm crazy. But then I have this rivalry, and I think I talked about it like last semester because like I noticed that like no matter who my train, the guy who takes the tickets is, like I become like enemies with that guy, and I really don't like him. Like there's something about when someone asks me if I have something and then waits for me to show them that like pisses me the fuck off. Like I hate the tickets. I don't know why.
You just feel like he's trying you every day.
Yeah, it's kind of just, I don't know, it's kind of like when the teacher would come around and ask for homework and like I never had my homework and it was like, you're really going to ask me again? Like we do this every fucking day. Like eventually it's going to come to blows, and with me and this train guy it's going to come to blows.
Even though you do have your ticket every day now.
Yeah, I have my ticket, but I don't want. I hate when he asks me for it, and I have to be like, "Yeah, it's here." I don't know why.
I hate this guy already.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit, dude. Total piece of shit.
Fuck the ticket guy.
He's actually probably a really good dude. Apparently, he's been working there a long time, so he's reliable. All right, yeah. So let's
Are
talk.
we allowed to make Hitler jokes on this? Because there was that awkward pause there, and I had a good one, but then I wasn't sure, so maybe I'll just holster that one, and we'll come back to it when the timing feels right.
No, I think we should be true to form with this and like really go, all out, Hitler mania, however you want to do it.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't do Hitler mania because I think that means something different than telling Hitler jokes, but like somewhere.
Yeah, maybe.
So, I'm really excited to get to the New York stories because, like I was saying to Justin, when I mentioned New York stories to Tom, he said, "Yeah, I got a shitload of them. That city hates me." And so I've been waiting to hear what he's gonna have.
It's more like everything else. Like I hate it, and then it's New York is like what you give is what you get, and like I give it a lot of hate, and it sends back 10 times the hate. It's fucking terrible to me. Should I tell about some things that have happened to me in New York?
I would love it if you did.
All right. The Big Apple that I fucking hate. It's man, am I the only person not drinking on this podcast? This is lame.
I drank earlier. I'll go get a beer. So I'll be able to hear you from my fridge, but yeah, I'll go. So you're not alone.
No, I'm not drinking. I mean, you guys are both drinking, and I'm not drinking.
Oh, well, I'm still gonna go get a beer.
Please get a beer.
I've been like buzzed 3 different times today because I got up and had beer for breakfast, obviously, and then went and we went to Carmel, and Kelsey went to like a salon thing, and she had to get her hair done or something, and so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna find the nearest place that serves alcohol, and I'm gonna do this again. So went over there, and it was like a 2-hour drive, so I was just like the right amount of post beer sleepy, and then I was like, yeah, no, we'll do this again. So I had a couple beers there, and then we left and went shopping for a little bit, and towards the end of shopping, I'm just like, yep, I'm post beer tired again, time for dinner and beer. And so did that again, and now I left BJ's Brew House with a growler, and it's pretty good.
Wow, nice.
Straight from the growler.
Yeah, well,
What a refined beer drinker.
Yeah, you look like some kind of village peasant drinking out of that thing.
Dude, he's going to be strung out on mead by the end of the week.
Oh, you
No,
boys.
yeah, we'll get to the New York stories. But dude, like I have friends that are into beer and whatnot, and then I have friends that are into beer that are like fucking infuriating. And that is, it's like mead is like this thing that's like this natural like douchebag attractant. Like for my buddy's bachelor party, we did like a beer tasting thing at this craft beer place or whatever. And then like okay, first off, we're playing when everyone gets to my house and we're playing cornhole out in the backyard. Like I have like red Solo cups because it's like what you have. This fucker comes in with his own growler. So number one, he came through with a growler, and then he asked me for a mug. Like he asked me for a frosted mug, and I was like, dude, like we have we have the cups here, or whatever. And this guy wanted a frosted mug.
What a
So
piece
I
of
got him a mug. But yeah, same dude. And then we get there, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna get some mead or whatever." You're like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
Oh no.
just shut up, you jackass. I just love the taste of mead. You know, it's like one of the oldest. I'm like, shut up,
Right. Everybody hates that. I hate that dude. I'd fight him right now.
dude. I wish.
I like that he was just at a bachelor party, but he's like, no, I need to be like, this has to be perfect. I can't.
Yeah, dude. Like we're gonna be drinking all night, and everyone's going the Bud Light route. So we're not whatever. This guy comes through with like the 14%, IPA with a frosted mug. Just get the fuck away from me, man.
Yeah, that's like the conversation that was going on the other day on Twitter, like about I just am always very I find it really interesting when like guys, and it's always I guess it can be anybody, but it's like always dudes, in their like 20s and 30s that are super into craft beers, but like really like you're an alcoholic and you have a problem and like you refuse to, and you hide behind this like douchebag thing where you have to go to people's houses and ask for mugs and like you can only drink beer a certain way, but like really what the problem is that you have a void in your soul that you're filling with alcohol. And like you but there's so many ways to mask it.
It's gonna fill that hole, but your liver just keeps breaking it down, and it'll never fill it.
Yeah, and then the liver swells and the hole grows bigger, and it's just it's fucking terrible. Eventually, doctors get involved, and it's sad. It's really sad, but like alcohol is so accepted in our society, and it's such a big part of it that like I can't like prefer like well, I'm not gonna smoke crack out of a tin foil. I really prefer it much out of this glass pipe. People are like, oh, totally, but
I had this glass pipe flown in from Italy.
yeah, this one's perfect. It collects a lot of good resin, and people are like, wow, that's really fucked up. He's got a problem, but like I drink a half a case of beer a night, and I'm totally fine. I don't have a problem.
No, it is weird when if you do go to a party and there's someone that just brought their own beer and it's like 10% alcohol by volume. That's great. I'm just going to have 2 of these and like I'm just going to drink them really fast out of this shoe that I found. And it's going to be great and I'm going to be just as drunk as you and it's fine. Like, I'm sorry you spent $5 on that one you're drinking. I'm going to have 17 and it was like 27 cents.
Yeah, people spend so much. I mean, I get it. Like, they taste good. It's fun. It's a way to celebrate. But, like, just at least admit that, like, you have a problem. And then it's totally cool. I just want to say it. Like, I want you to say it.
I like that you don't care if they have a problem or if, like, alcoholism is going to destroy their life. It's just like, I just need you to admit it so that, like, we can both be on the same page here that you're fucked up.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I have like issues with that stuff, and people are always like, yeah, well, you got to talk about how you have a problem, and I'm like, yeah, but everyone else does, and they don't have to say shit. Like, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I get all worked up.
All right, so who wants to start off about New York?
All right, I will talk about New York because I haven't been there in a really long time. Because the only times I've been there have been really shitty and terrible.
That's
all right, so the first
got banned from the city. It's like I haven't been there in a while because it's illegal for me to step.
yeah, the mayor actually has my name tattooed on his arms, and make sure you never forget. Don't let this dude back in. There's a big gate you have to go through, so they check everyone. I don't know if you've been in New York recently. They know who's there and who's not there. All right, so the last time I went to New York, I was like, oh no, the first time. I remember growing up always hearing about it and being like, it sounds great, but like I grew up in the suburbs and I didn't realize that I hated this city. I hated urban environments. Like the first time I went to Center City, Philadelphia, I was like, this has got to be hell. This has got to be the closest thing to hell that I've ever seen. And that was just Philadelphia, tiny compared to New York. So first time I went to New York, dude, I was like a teenager already because I was like an ugly teenager. Like I had like acne and stuff. I remember like it was at the ugliest point in my life when I went there. Uh, so we went because my dad had a business trip. So my dad has this big business meeting. So me and my dad, my mom, and my sister, who is like almost the same age as me, we all go to New York. We get a hotel room. And at the time, this is just gruesome, like gnarly, gross, ugly teenager shit. So I had like really bad acne. So my parents, I'd been going to dermatologists. They had me on this medication called Accutane, which is like the gnarliest shit ever. It like, if you take it and you're pregnant, like you and the baby will like be rocketed into the sun, like horrific death. And then like it basically just makes your skin fall off. Like it was gnarly as shit. And so I'm on that. All right, I have to be I have to be constantly applying lotion to my face because it's so goddamn dry all the time. So it's not just a vacation. It's like I got to make sure I have lotion for the room and then one I can fit in my pocket. I'm the most pathetic piece of shit ever. Not to mention I'm 14 or 13 or whatever, and I'm just like a mess, you know, emotionally. It was bad. So we go and the first thing I remember doing after we left the hotel was we go into the city and we go up to the top of the Empire State Building. Well, it's not actually the top. There's like however many floors, and you can go like close to the top, but not all the way there. Mm-hmm. So they take us up pretty high, like as high as you can go, where there's that big gate around the top, and everyone's out there like, you know, pretending they're falling, and it's not funny, and like you suck, and I really wish you did fall. And my nose is running a lot, and my face is very dry, and it's very uncomfortable. It's just like I'm a slobbery, disgusting mess. And I have a picture from this downstairs. My mom keeps hanging up the picture. Like, I was so ugly that I probably could have gotten arrested just for the way that I looked at that point. And I remember I couldn't, like, the Accutane was fucking me all up and making me feel terrible. And so the snot's running out of my face, and it's freezing to my top lip and my mouth. Because it's the middle of the winter, and it's. I remember it was easily close to 10 degrees down on the ground level. And so once you go up like 80 or 90 stories, it was there were like 100-mile-an-hour winds, and it was like 10 degrees below zero. So like I can feel the tears in my eyes freezing. I can feel that there's snot coming out of my nose, and it's freezing all over me. But I can't get it off without just clawing at my face. So I'm just trying to like play it cool and pretend that like yeah, this is happening to everybody. Like everybody looks like this. And we get inside, and like my sister's kind of looking at me like, "What the fuck is going on with you?" And my mom's like, "Maybe you should go to the bathroom." So I go to the bathroom and check it, and it's just like disgusting. I look like a horrible mess. And my mom happened to have snapped like a bunch of pictures during that time, and then she comes home and emails all those pictures to all our relatives and stuff. So the first time I went to New York is very documented, and everyone remembers it because I looked like shit on top of the Empire State Building with the rest of my beautiful family. And then I spent the rest of that weekend in the hotel room being miserable.
Just because you didn't want to be seen?
Yeah, because I just felt terrible about the snotty face thing. It was just really traumatic. But anyway, the other thing is we went to see Blue Man Group one time. When that was like a thing. Like, remember when they were huge? They were.
I've seen them.
I'm sure they're still around. Yeah. It's a really, like, it's quite a big production. So anyway, we go, and like I don't really like live performances, but we got to sit down, so that was good. Because I hate concerts because of the standing. I don't stand. Fuck that. So we go see Blue Man Group, and it's really loud. It's really exciting. They've got like rock music, and basically all the Blue Men are just like dudes who they're like mute guys who paint themselves with blue oil paint and bang on drums. Like it's cool, but like that's really all it is. And it's very choreographed. They would kick my ass for saying that. But anyway, the whole time, because my dad had told me, like, yeah, sometimes they interact with the audience, and it gets really fun. Like, it's a really interactive show. And I was like, if those guys come out here, I'm gonna fucking crawl underneath the seats. I'm not going with this shit. So I'm really nervous the whole time. And then they start coming out in the audience and like picking people and stuff. And I'll cut it. I did not get picked. The guy tried to grab my hand, and they're like really suggestive and like, yeah, please come. No, come on. And they like really don't let you say no. And I gave like a very affirmative, like, I'm not fucking getting out of my seat. Like, I'm not going on the stage. I'm not here for that. Like, you've got to stop. You've got to let go of my hand. So I'm all tense after that. And then there's these toilet paper rolls behind you. This is weird, but all right, picture like behind you in a line, like maybe 10 feet in the air behind the audience, are like 100 toilet paper rolls that somehow at one point shoot out over the rest of the audience. And I was like, I was not in a good mood. I think I was pretty tense, and they shot out, and I fucking screamed so loud when they shot out that everybody in the audience turned and looked at me. And I just tried to look around to like pretend like it was somebody else. And I can say I didn't enjoy that show. I didn't enjoy any New York trips at all.
I like the thought of you just looking around, pretending someone else was squealing. Just
I firmly believe, like, if you commit yourself to something, like, you can convince people anything. There was a time in middle school we were taking a math test, and so it's deathly quiet or whatever, and all of a sudden you just hear, and it, like, I could probably play it on a piano. I remember like the octave change in this part. And everyone turns around. It's come from the back of the class. Everyone in that class, except for one dude, who's sitting there still taking his test with his head down because he doesn't want to look up. And then like everyone's looking, and in about 10 seconds he knows everyone's looking, and he just starts like laughing or like trying to like hold it back. He's just like red faced. It was like usually like you fart in class and that's like a death sentence in middle school. Like then you're fart pants. Like that's your nickname. But like this was so legendary. Like no, we were really wanting to make sure that came from a human. Like we weren't even disgusted. Like, everyone was just like, "Holy God, that is amazing! How did you have a trumpet in your rectum? How do you do that?" But had he looked up and been like, and like really committed to it, like everyone just been like, I guess walls creak or something like that.
Yeah, I never farted in class. I'm not a farter. If anyone ever even tried to like blame a fart on me jokingly, like people are like, "Oh man, someone farted. It was definitely you, Tom." I don't take that lightly. Like that is enough for me to go ape shit crazy on you. I can't handle farts or being blamed for farts. I don't do them. I don't make them.
There's a kid I coached in soccer, and I had never heard this story until I heard the guys at the end of the season talking about it, and they were just talking about how much he loved farting. And apparently that's all he liked to talk about. And, like, he would just tell the guys on the team, he's like, yeah, no, it's like a family thing. Like, my mom farts, my dad farts, I love to fart, my brother farts. Like, he just liked talking about farting.
What the fuck?
He was so proud of how much his family farted. He was like, yeah, one time I was farting so bad that my mom locked me out of the house. And I wasn't even mad. Like, I was proud of myself for farting so much.
My girlfriend is, like, falling over listening to this fucking story right now.
Yes, and speaking of farts, New York smells just like a big old fart.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go. I don't know about you, Jacob. I don't know, like the town that you're in or whatever, but like with Tom, you like in Philadelphia or whatever, like you clearly like you've been around like the city or whatever the case is. So I'm from South Carolina, and I live inside of a hay bale all my life, but I don't actually. I own a house like a normal person, and so, but like in the South, you're number one. You're like taught just to like hate Yankees because they're uncouth and they're rude and they're loud or whatever the case is. So this like the passed down generation of like me, and like when I think of New York, I was like all I was like, okay, I'm going to get stabbed. Like as soon as I like enter the city, like all the gangs, like they know where the tourists go, and they're just gonna stab you. And like it's not even I'm not joking. Like I was really like, holy shit, like I'm gonna get mugged. I've seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1, the movie. I was like, there's fucking, the Foot Clan's out there. There's gangs, you're gonna get stabbed. And so there's that. Then you think, oh, New York is just dirty, and I guess it is, but you're just thinking like, oh my god, there's like just trash everywhere, and rats run out in the open, and like they rule the world there, and so you're like, I had this really fucked up idea of New York, and so when I went for the first time, like it wasn't that at all. Like it was actually, I did like nobody was like mad at me because I was walking too slow on the sidewalk. Like people were, whatever. And so it was like I didn't get stabbed. I didn't get lost on the subway. I didn't get like pushed down in the street because I was walking too slow. And so like it was actually like pleasantly surprising going there. But my problem is that if I lived in New York, I would just eat halal food, meat, street meat all the time. That's all I ate when I was there. I'm gonna like just slap some meat on a stick, and I'm gonna gnaw on that bad boy all day. And so that was my issue. I just like kept eating this street meat, and then like just having the worst bowel movements ever.
Yeah, dude, a lot of people get food poisoning from that shit. Like it's rampant. Food poisoning is rampant in New York because of street meat.
Yeah, it is. I don't know how they're still legal, but it's like the other idea too. It's like, oh yeah, let me get the lamb over rice. You're like, dude, like it costs $40 to order lamb at a restaurant, and I'm getting lamb for $7. There's a disconnect there. Like this is clearly not lamb. This is like gremlin meat, or it's just like it's like they took a bunch of like fiberglass and just like put it in a hamburger patty, like press or whatever the case is. It's like I was really thinking about that because I just get the chicken, but like the guy in front of me was like, oh yeah, we get the lamb over rice. And I was like, it's like going to Carowinds when I went to Carowinds today, and like you see like one of the little shacks has a fish basket, and you're like, what the fuck? Who's ordering the fish basket? Like that is a terrible idea. And so yeah, but that was my like weakness or whatever. So everybody was pretty nice, and I knew enough people there and was around locals and working enough where like getting around wasn't too bad or whatever. But I had no idea that I was so well known. I am a Twitter personality, Boss Sauce. I'm in real life famous. I was in. So I got recognized. I was shooting a thing for Complex. I'm walking down the middle of the Pride Parade, okay, and someone yells "Boss Sauce!" Like I'm on like 10th Avenue or whatever the shit is in the middle of this million people march, and like yells at me, and I was like, oh my god, like okay, well, all right, maybe I'm just a little famous. Maybe I'm just a little famous. And then as it kept going, I'd be out at places, and someone like, oh, hey, are you Boss Sauce or whatever? And I'm like, okay, so. Whatever. So, but the thing that solidified to me that I am, in fact, a celebrity, and like you guys should feel very lucky that I'm doing this with you guys. But because really, if we're speaking frankly, like my brand is helping your brand right now. So you're getting like usually I would charge for this.
We're piggybacking. We're piggybacking hard right now.
Piggybacking, but no. So I got real drunk with some friends at a thing that in New York they're called bars. You can go in there and they have alcohol and you can drink it. And so I got real drunk, and then it was 4:45 in the morning at this diner in like Bushwick or Brooklyn. I don't quite understand how boroughs and neighborhoods work.
They all start with B's, and yeah, Brooklyn is a labyrinth as far as I know, and then they all have names that sound like they could be words that describe a type of mustache.
Yeah, no, now that makes complete sense. So we were out in somewhere like Bushwick or something. It was 4:45 in the morning. I didn't even eat. Everybody else there was eating because I was like, God, I feel so sick. And I was just trying to drink as much water, but it's like I started it way too late in the evening, and I was like, I just got up. I was like, all right, and then I just walked to the bathroom, and as soon, like the door hadn't even opened up all the way yet for me to get inside, and I just started vomiting all over the mirror. in the wall in the bathroom.
Just hands on the counter, looking in the mirror and fucking puking straight at
Like, I mean, you just like open the, it's like, because like how like when you're drunk and you're trying to like make yourself like, oh yeah, I'm not, you're kind of spry when you're walking. You're like, you're really intent of like your movements, and like I was like, yeah, all right, guys, I can go to the bathroom real fast, and then like just didn't even have the door open all the way before I just all over the place. So I felt bad because it's disgusting. But then we left, and they paid for their food, and so we left. So it's 4:45 in the morning in Bushwick or someplace, and I step out onto the street to walk with my friends, and there's a guy behind me, and he's eating a chicken biscuit, and he goes, because I mean, this is the dead of morning or whatever. It's still very dark outside. And the guy goes, "Boss sauce?" I was like, "No fucking way. What is it?" So this guy is like from Jamaica, and then he moved here or something. But I got recognized at 5 a.m. in New York. I mean, just everywhere. So for me, I know that the city's terrible to Tom, but I'm treated like royalty there.
Yeah, that's where we differ. God damn.
Well, he wasn't taking Accutane while he was there, so maybe that would have made a difference.
That's true.
Yeah, you have no fucking idea.
You just look like whatever. What is it? Leatherface from Chainsaw Massacre, or is just like the skin mask or whatever.
Yeah.
Just running. Yeah.
When I was a teenager, it looked like instead of a normal bed, I was forced to sleep face down on thumbtacks every day, all day. That's the way my face looked. It was terrible.
No, that Accutane shit, my little brother, who is just the biggest badass I've ever met in my life, like nothing screws him up. If he breaks his hand, breaks his finger, breaks anything in his body, he's fighting it and not telling anyone. He took Accutane for like 2 days and he was just puking, like nonstop. He could not handle it. It's terrifying.
Yeah, it's awful.
So I'm not even going to attempt to segue. We're just going to stay in New York. The first time I went to New York, and so I'm from a medium-sized town in Indiana. I've always felt like I'm like too quickly for this city, but then I realized when I got to New York, I don't move too quickly for anything, and I need to go back home and stay in my lane. But the first time we went was my sophomore year of college, and it was me, one of my roommates, another kid that lived below us, and then his roommate, whose name was Tak, and he was actually from South Korea. And in South Korea, you have to do 2 years in the military regardless before you turn like 27 or something. So he was just doing his freshman and sophomore year of college, and then was going to go do his time in the military and then come back to school. Well, he's still in Korea. He never came back to school, but
Oh God, is he all right?
No, he's still alive, but like he went back to Korea because he'd been here since he was 9 or 10. He was living with a guest, or like he wasn't a foreign exchange student. He wasn't adopted, but he was just being hosted in Boston. I think he just lived there. He went to high school there.
That sounds illegal.
Yeah, it probably.
You're very much. That person stole someone's job.
But he still was in connection. He was still in contact with his family back home, and he would never really tell us quite how rich his family was, but we always just kind of knew based on how quiet he would get when we'd bring it up. And his favorite soccer team was Juventus, the Italian team, who happened to be playing in New York that May. And I just jokingly told him one night we were playing FIFA, and I was like, "Hey, Tak, have your dad buy us tickets to New York?" And he was like, "Yeah, okay, haha, funny," and then left. And then I forgot about it. 2 weeks later, he comes up and he goes, "Okay, guys, the tickets are bought. You guys have to find us a place to stay." And I was like, "What?" And his dad had spent like $2,000 to fly us to New York. So I was like, "Okay, yeah, we'll find a hotel." None of us had ever been to New York. None of us knew what we were doing. We ended up getting this hotel. It was supposed to be like the New Jersey. What's the New Jersey airport? I can't even. Newark. It was the Newark airport, and it was supposed
Probably
to be
a piece of shit, whatever it is.
Yeah, it was supposed to be the
Giant
Newark.
turd. You remember the picture of the plane and the vagina? So it's just like a big turd, and then when planes come into Newark, they just dive bomb into this soft piece of shit. That's how people get around.
So, but we were staying at the Newark Hampton Inn or Best Western or one of those like shitty hotels that sounds nice and is you recognize the name. But the problem was we knew New York was big, but we didn't really fathom how big it was. So we were just like, oh, we can just fly into any airport, and then we'll be close enough to Newark. So our first night, we get in on a Thursday night. We all agreed to skip class on Friday. So we get in Thursday night we flew into JFK, and we got off the plane, and they were like, can you guys tell us how to get to, or we just told them, can you tell us how to get to the Newark airport? And everyone there was like, no. And so we spent from like 5 o'clock on trying to just get to our hotel. We got back to our hotel by like 11. So that was our whole first day in New York, was just finding our hotel, because we're just really stupid college kids. The next day, it was like a tour bus, but it was just like this bus driven by a Syrian dude who had definitely killed someone and then came to America and was just driving a bus back from the hotel to downtown New York. And he just dropped you off like in that shitty part of New York a few blocks from Times Square. I was like, yeah, you guys can get off here. But it was free, so we didn't complain because it was complimentary with the hotel. And I guess it's not that good of a story. It's just us being really bad at being in New York. And then by Saturday afternoon, I had spent all my money. Like, I had no money left. We weren't flying back till Sunday. I had no money left because we went to ESPN Zone, which was you had to spend $10 an hour to be there. And we were there to watch a soccer game, and we got there early to get a table, and we ended up being there for like 7 hours. Jesus. And you can't just time it out at $10 an hour, so I ended up spending like $150 there, and that was it. And then I just pretended the rest of the time that I wasn't out of money, and I was like trying to like pretend that I was okay. I didn't eat the rest of the time. Like, we got to the game, and everybody was buying jerseys and stuff or getting food, and I was like, no, I'm okay. I'm not hungry. Remember I had like the bagel yesterday, so I'm fine. It's not a big deal.
It had sesame seeds on it, so it's a little heavy.
I kept some in my pocket in case I got hungry later, but no, I'm fine. And then the whole trip was just one weird, terrifying experience with someone we weren't expecting to be around. Like when the hotel concierge, who also happened to own the hotel because it was a completely normal place, I went down the night before and I was like, hey, we need a cab to the game tomorrow. And he was like, what game? And we were like, the game at Red Bull Arena. And he goes, okay, that's not far from here. So I was like, okay, cool. So we come down the next day and go out into the parking lot. There's no cars out there because there's no cars at a parking lot in New York, or at a parking lot in a hotel in New York, because everyone just flies in and gets a cab there. So there's no one out there except this one, looks like an unmarked police car, or was at one time an unmarked police car, but it's like a big Escalade, and with just this huge, intimidating Hispanic dude in there. I go back inside and I was like, hey, you said the cab was going to be here at 10:30, and he goes, oh, it's out there. And so we walk back out, and the dude's just standing in the car, and he's like, you going to the game? And we're like,
buddy.
I was like, yeah. And he goes, all right, get in. So not a word is said from the time we get in the car to the time we get to the stadium. He just blasts like Hispanic rap. Like, that was all we did. We listened to
Bone
Spanish
Crusher.
rap music the entire. No, there were no words I recognized. And then we get to the stadium, and we are all completely out of the car, and he hasn't said anything about like payment. And so we were like, oh, maybe it's like the bus where it's complimentary, and which was stupid. My roommate leans in and gives him like $20 just as a tip, like saying thank you, because it was like a 10-minute car ride that was maybe a mile long. He leans in, hands him that money, and he goes, no, $150. Fuck. And so everyone's pulling money together. I'm pulling in the pocket like, yeah. And it was just really the entire time I know how, like, boss, like you said, it was not what you expected New York to be. Like, nothing was intimidating. Everything was just normal. I was scared shitless the entire time I was there.
No, yeah. I mean, I got taken, like, because I got off and then, like, got my bag or whatever, And then like there's a guy, oh, you need a cab? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I got in this dude's like car. And then this shit was like it was like $150 or some shit. That dude like was trying to take me. I was like, it's something. And he's like, oh yeah, it was like $100. It was like $100 or something like that. And I was like, and he's like, oh, you can leave tip here. I was like, yo, I was like, you're seriously gonna charge me $100 for that? I was like, I know, like, you're not taking me for a sucker. Like, you may have lured me in here to your car, and I got in here with a stranger. I'm about to pay you $100, whatever. I was like, fuck it. And I was like, I'm not giving you a tip. I was like, you're a terrible person, and or whatever. It's awful. But yeah, like, that's why I understand. Like, and the other thing too, I didn't know is, and I still don't actually know it, but it's something with the lights on in the cabs where it's like if it's on, then that means there's people in it, and if it's off, that means it's available.
Oh, is that how they do it?
Yeah, it's either that or the inverse. But like I'm out there, like I was trying to get a cab for like me and like 2 or 3 people or something. I'm like out there waving like an idiot, just like, oh, I need a cab, taxi. And then they're all like, it's like, can we tell you something? Is like, if the light's on, like there's somebody in there or whatever. So like that's like the #1 tourist thing or whatever, is like waving at cabs that aren't going to pick you up. So okay, so I just used Uber exclusively after that because I would routinely get drunk. And then what's great about Uber is that someone can take my phone and like call the Uber for me.
Ooh,
and,
nice.
And then they just put me in the cab, and then it shows up at my hotel, and then there's usually like a doorman person there that would help me in. So it's like, shouts out to Uber for, I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm an alcoholic. I just might say that I'm just really into craft beer.
Yeah,
I drink so much of it. It's so good and tasty. I love hops. All kinds of hops, noble hops.
Yeah, doctors say it actually helps make you live longer. That's why I have 12 a day. I haven't talked to my family in 6 months. Yeah, when I was in New York, I forgot, there was another time that I went when I was in, like, late in high school, and I went to see Conan when he was still in New York. That was actually a pretty good visit, because we just took the train in, went to see Conan, and got the fuck back out of New York. It was solid. And I was really into Conan at the time. I don't know why. It was like a sexual thing. I don't want to get into it. But,
yeah, I think it's like just as a white dude, like as a teen growing up and young adult, that like it was a rite of passage to like love Conan, like stay up every night and watch him. And
yeah, dude,
now I've forgotten he existed. Once he moved to TBS, I was like, I just forgot.
yeah, he's still in, but like it's not the same. It sucks now. But I remember, because you guys were talking about cabs. I've maybe been in a cab once, and I feel like I might have dreamed it. I don't even think it actually happened. I don't think I've ever been in a cab, honestly. But I've seen a lot of movies where people go in cabs, so I get it. I know what it's about. But I remember when we were in New York with me and my family, the time when I was all snotty and fucking ugly, disgusting. We weren't in a cab because like my dad was, Mr. Big Boss Man, and there was like we were going around in like a Lincoln Town Car, and it picked us up at the hotel, and I was like, oh, this is great. This is like nicer than Mom's minivan, and it's way nicer than anything else around here, so this is good. We're driving through the city, and people are walking, and like I said, it was super cold, and I was like, Dad, why is everybody walking? Like, why aren't there people in cars? He's like, look around, like you can't really drive around here. Like you can, but it's terrible. You don't want to. You want to get someone else to drive you, or you take public transportation and you walk. I didn't understand that. Like as a pampered suburban kid, I was like, yeah, these poor people suck. Like why would you want to live here? Why would you want to live here and be poor? I don't get it. And then it's like, well, yeah, I mean, or you just, yeah, you get a taxi and it costs, like an initial fee and then you pay per mile. And I was like, yeah, but Dad, we're riding in a car right now for free. And he was like, well, it's not free. It's because I have my job. And I was like, yeah, but like we're better than those people, right? He was like, well, no, not really, because my dad is like the total opposite of me. I was raised Quaker, believe it or not, despite my like terrible like.
Well, you go to temple every day, so that makes sense.
God damn it! Enough with the religious institutions. But yeah, my dad's like super accepting. So when I say stuff like so because you have a good job, that means we're better than all these other people, right? You'd be like, oh my God, what did I do wrong?
I like the image of you covered in snot and like shit in the back seat of a car. Like, no, I'm better than them though, right, Dad? Right?
Yeah, dude, oh my God. If I went down to get that picture right now and showed it, and anyone else other than you two saw this, I'd probably have to deactivate my Twitter and move to a cave.
The other weird thing about where we stayed, and we didn't find it out until the night before we were leaving, and that's when we knew we had to get a cab to the game, because we knew we were only like a mile away, so we were going to try and walk. And we were looking up the walking directions, but the first directions that came up were walking to this bus stop. And the bus stop was only like 0.2 miles away, and it said North New Jersey State Penitentiary bus stop. We were like, and it made sense why there was barbed wire around the hotel at that point, because we were within like half a mile of the state penitentiary.
Oh my God, you guys were at like the hotel where like the women whose like husbands are there from out of state come and like stay there and then have conjugal visits and then come and
Yep, we were there.
bodies back to the hotel.
That's when we decided to ride in the unmarked Escalade.
Criminals probably had sex in the bed you slept in that weekend. Just
Dude,
for the
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so, because nobody else did.
True.
So, under the guise of talking about New York, and I know Thomas said he's only heard the one new Taylor Swift song. Taylor Swift is doing something weird right now. So I'll admit I really liked 22, her song on her last album that was really poppy, but I guess she's just completely breaking from country entirely, or at least seems to be. But the latest one was Welcome to New York, and while the first two songs to come out, the Shake It Off was like super poppy and weird but enjoyable, and then Out of the Woods was apparently about her like half-a-month relationship with Harry Styles.
Oh my God.
Yeah, have you heard Out of the Woods?
No, but I know about Harry Styles and her relationship with him.
Yeah, they dated for like half a month, got in a wreck on a snowmobile or something in the woods, and she wrote a song called Out of the Woods about it.
Oh, they got in a snowmobile crash?
Yeah, and then they had to go to the emergency room, and they kept it super hush-hush, and then she wrote a song about it, so it's not a secret anymore.
What an idiot. Those things are not very hard to drive.
And then the latest one is called Welcome to New York, and when it first came out a couple days ago, the immediate reaction I saw was, what the hell does Taylor Swift know about New York? And I kind of got it because the first Welcome to New York song that I thought of was by Cameron, who, I don't know, I guess you would say has a little more reason to have a song called Welcome to New York.
He knows a little bit about New York, yeah.
And I don't know, what do you guys think about what she's, like, first of all, the new music she's making, and then why is she doing this?
Yo, I think I like girls. I find myself attracted to girls that look like animals. I mean, I'm not into animals per se, but I love girls that look like giraffes. Like my wife has like kind of a long neck and like kind of a tiny face, and then like if she wears like a bun, those are like the little things that the giraffes have. Like I love that.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So to go back to it, dude, Taylor Swift is like just like the sexiest fucking praying mantis I've ever seen in my entire life. Like,
She's got the yeah.
I know that, like, you know, whatever, she's got you know, it's like she's tall and she, you know, it's like, oh, she doesn't have any curves, whatever. Like, girls don't need curves, whatever. She's like very pretty and whatever, but like, yo, she's like the sexiest fucking praying mantis. Like, I don't know what praying mantis is. If the females kill the male after like sex, or even just like if they happen upon a male and they kill him, I would be psyched if Taylor Swift killed me.
That's
so now that I've got the misogyny out of the way, where we talk about a woman's skills or ability in her profession, and then go straight to looks. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, Shake It Off is good. I've heard like half of Welcome to New York, and like I don't know, man. It's whatever.
In terms of Shake It Off, and I don't know a lot of Taylor Swift songs, and by that I mean like I can't name one other than Shake It Off. Uh, and like I know them, but my mind just kind of like it forgot about them. I don't know. I'm like, yeah, she used to be more country. She's played some guitar. I know who she is, but I can't think of any of her songs. Probably just because I didn't give a shit until I heard "Shake It Off," and I was like, all right, I can get into this. I dig this. Because at first I didn't just hear the song, because that wouldn't really have registered with me a whole lot. But I saw the music video, and I had a very fun time watching that music video. I remember the day that it came out. I was at yeah, I was still it was still the summer, and so I had this internship at this engineering firm, and so I'm on the computer all day, and I can be on YouTube all day, and Twitter, and whatever the hell else. So someone was like, probably like Iron Ghazi Dunkel was like tweeting about it because he loves Taylor Swift, and I was like, all right, I'll check this thing out, and I watched it. I watched that video. This is not an exaggeration. I watched the music video 12 times the first day that I saw it, and then I think that was on a Thursday or a Friday. But either way, I came home those days like you gotta watch this. I don't even think I waited. I think we were in the car and I played it on my phone because I wanted to watch the video again so badly. And yeah, she just confirmed that, so that's what I did. And I'll admit that I also have been on YouTube and have watched the behind the scenes making of some of those because I want to know like who are these people. And I find it interesting how music videos get made because it seems like a really sad and pathetic thing at the time. Uh, Other than rap videos pretty much just seem like a party a lot of the time, which is great. But like pop and rock videos, when they're making them, it's like a very sad, soul-sucking thing to see until it all gets set to music and edited together, and then it's like nice and fun and not sad. I wanted to see the Taylor Swift video, and I got really psyched up on it, and I'm kind of regretting saying all that out loud because people are gonna now they're gonna know that about me.
Yeah, it's online. It's
Yeah.
Did you learn anything interesting from watching the Taylor Swift "Shake It Off" making of video on YouTube?
Yeah, I mean, like she can't dance for shit, and like she's not just joking. Like in the video, you know how she like there are different types of professional dancers, very skilled dancers, and performers and artists are doing their thing around her while she just kind of looks like a dipshit. Well, like turns out like she kind of really is a dipshit. Like she can't really do a whole lot, but she can sing really well.
She really can. She's a
My girlfriend wants to my girlfriend wants to just reiterate that she has no butt. She's very upset about Taylor Swift's lack of butt.
Oh, there's none at all. It's a praying mantis ass.
But I think butts get in the way, man.
Yeah, it is.
What?
You know what I'm talking about. You know. I think I know what I'm talking about. I mean, it is. I mean, it is. It's an unfortunate situation, but like I said, man. Like, I mean, have you ever looked at like like at an insect or like an animal other than a baboon? Like, oh damn, look at that butt on that. Like, animals have existed for some scientists estimate trillions of years. Like, amoebas don't have butt. Like you know what I mean? Like, I don't put too much emphasis on that, but it's okay. But like, yeah, I mean, I think if I saw I mean, I don't want to harp on the praying mantis thing, but if I saw a praying mantis that had a butt, like I would be kind of turned off by that. I think I don't think I'd be intrigued.
I think about the butt thing all the time, and like, we're like everyone. Oh, are you a butt guy? Are you a boob guy? Or you like girls' lips? Like, I just like a girl that has like nice features and doesn't look like a fucking warlock. Like anything relatively attractive, I'm great with that. That's great. But like I find myself like thinking about like my girlfriend. Like I'll look at my girlfriend and like my eyes will go to her butt, and then I'll be like, That's weird that like I like that because like that's where she poops, and it's not like I don't know, and like we all know, but then it's like if I like somehow my mind's able to separate those two things, and I'm just like, nice plump juicy meat right there. I really want that. It's not like, yeah, actually, if you get too close to this, you could catch a disease, so be careful.
Ebola, it's spreading. Like, it's all over right now.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I just figured yeah, I spent a lot of time thinking about butts.
We're not going to confuse you by butt.
I might. Can you hear what she says too? Did you
Oh
hear
yeah,
what she
I heard the one there at the end, and it was perfect.
So I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I mean, welcome to New York. Like I said, I probably should have, since I knew we were going to talk about it, I probably should have watched it or listened to it, and I didn't because I have other important things to do, like test out a couple new India Pale Ales down at my local watering hole.
I'm really good at. I don't know how this is going to come out. I guess it won't matter if we just cut the video and sound out of this thing, but every
We
time
probably
you
can't
guys are
cut both.
talking, if it's recording from my computer, every time you guys are talking, I put the camera on you guys. But when I'm talking, like last time, I just left it on Justin the whole fucking time.
That's fine.
If you're using the cameraman or the control room thing, but if you just clicked on the screen down there, unless you did the control room thing over on the left in that little sidebar and are like controlling where it goes, it's just going to, like, if you click on Jacob or you or me or whatever the video down here, it's going to show you that.
Oh shit! But what if I wasn't clicking anything? Does it go to who's talking?
Yep.
Oh, thank God! I felt like I maybe made this video terrible. All right.
I think we're just going to take the audio anyways.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know why I keep focusing on the video part. So.
Your hard work and dedication is appreciated. The one thing I will say about, and I don't know if you guys have listened to Out of the Woods, and anyone that has listened to Out of the Woods can feel free to judge me. It's a really, really catchy ass song. Like, I had only heard Shake It Off and Welcome to New York because Shake It Off just kind of came out of nowhere, and Welcome to New York I just wanted to listen to because I wanted to be pissed off and complain on Twitter, because that's, my life is driven by finding things to make me angry and then talk about on Twitter, because I'm a sane, healthy person. And
Same.
but then on the way, I was actually listening to the Girls in Hoodies or Girls with Hoodies podcast, which I didn't realize, like, it's just talking about basically Taylor Swift, Lana Del Rey, and a reality show. But they were talking about Out of the Woods being good, and I actually listened to it, and it's super catchy, super like slow played, build up anthemic kind of song, like, and I really just want to go listen to it again because I listened to it for the first time tonight, and it might be my new favorite song, like, of all time.
Shit, that's a big statement, dude.
It's really not, because I drink beer and then make outlandish statements, so it's not a super big statement.
No, it is. You said it. You said it, so now it's true. That's my favorite song of all time. No, that's
I've already taken that sound clip and I've uploaded it onto SoundCloud, and it's been re-SoundClouded by several remix DJs, and it's out there in the world now.
I forgot you were IRL famous. I forgot that this.
I just called in a couple. I called in a couple faves. That's what us superstars call.
Dude, it's so awesome that you got recognized in New York. Like, I'd probably faint. I probably wouldn't even be able to be like, yeah, it's me, Tom Bro, dude. I would just fucking go face down in the street if someone called me by my name. Like, that's only happened a few times, and it's only been like local, and it's like people that I already fucking know will see me, and they'll be like, Tom Bro, dude, and I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Like, thanks for saying that. Like, the other day, me and my buddy, because I probably only know like 10, maybe not even 10 people that follow me on Twitter, like, in real life. So when I do see someone, they're just like, Jesus Christ, dude, your tweets are really outlandish and, like, fucked up. And I'm like, oh, thanks, how you been? Like, how's your family? You don't have to. But thanks, for following. I appreciate it. But I was riding my bike on this this trail down in Fairmount Park, this like really woodsy section of the corner of Philadelphia that I live near, and my buddy is running in the other direction. I see him coming because he's like 6'5", See him come from a mile away. And we pass each other. I know we're not going to stop and talk, but then he yells out, and there's like a big group of people, and he yells out like, "Tom, bro, dude!" And I was like, "Yes!" And I swear to God, I almost crashed my fucking bike into a tree. I was so psyched up that he said it. Like, I looked back and I was like shaking my fist, like so fucking happy. And then I was with my girlfriend and my sister, like they were riding behind me, and I was like, "Did you hear that guy? He called me by my Twitter handle." And they were like, "Yeah, but like." How? I was like, well, we know I've known him since I was 6, so like it doesn't really count. I didn't get recognized, but still does kind of count.
I remember last year, ISU, Indiana State University, is a college here in town, and their homecoming
Sounds like a
thing.
made-up college.
Oh, it's a big deal. Larry Bird went there. Thank you. And
Sounds like a made-up person. Larry Bird. I mean, come on.
Yeah, why? Yeah,
we were just talking about animals, and that was the first one that came to mind. So yeah. Yeah. But their homecoming for the homecoming football game, the tradition.
Do birds have dicks?
Yeah,
bird dick.
Oh, yeah, birds have dicks. Birds have great dicks.
I've just never, because they can't be external all the time.
You've never been called a bird penis before? It's a huge compliment around here.
I have not. I don't have people that love me that much that think that highly of me.
Does that make it a real
I'm
thing?
sorry for derailing the conversation. It's just I had an epiphany that like I've never seen. Like I've seen a lot of animal dicks in my time on Earth, but like I've never seen like a bird dick. I don't know if they're like hooked up and weird. They don't hang. You know, I guess they're underneath the plumage. You have to.
I think it's
the plumage for the pain.
Yeah, it's like a retract. You know, it's like one of these deals where it comes in and out like that.
What animal dicks have you seen?
I mean, a pig dick. A walrus dick. I've seen a whale dick. I've seen a shark dick. I've seen a tapir dick. I've seen a leopard dick. I've seen a giraffe dick, an elephant dick.
Oh my god, dude.
Dicks. I once accidentally touched a dog dick. That's why I don't trust male dogs. Cause like they're always so happy when I like pet their tummy. And then, like, you go and you get a little too low. And the fucking thing about, oh my god, dude. Let me tell you what I hate about dog dicks, okay? Okay, first off, there's the dog dick, but then why do all the dog? What is the evolutionary purpose of the like 4-inch long hair that comes off the tip of the dick? If you ever see, especially after they go pee, and it's like you can see it because the urine residue is still glistening on the little wisp of hair. It's like a little tuft of hair on the end of the dog dick, and so like you'll be like petting a little male doggy on its tummy, and it's getting so excited, and you're like watching TV or something, you know, some sports are on, you're knocking back a couple pale ales, and then you like, and then whatever, and then you feel like kind of a little tickle on your hand or whatever. You're like, oh, I think that's like wet or something, and it's that little fucking dog dick tuft of hair touching you, or you accidentally like go a little too low and like legitimately like scratch a dog's dick. That's why that's with male dogs. I don't like them.
No, yeah, they're terrible. I know. Like it looks like if you stuck a Twizzler in olive oil and then like and then put it up through like a bunch of like gray and black hairs. I don't dig it.
Yeah, I don't dig it. Yeah, I'm on board with that.
I don't know what else there is to say.
I don't even remember what we were talking about, dude.
Yeah, something about grasshoppers. I think I don't know.
No, whatsoever.
So we're just gonna. Why don't we just go ahead and record the second episode of Animal Dicks? You tell some stories about some animal dicks. Oh god, I'm so sorry.
I just like that Tom just joined in with, I don't dig it. Like I'm not a registered like dog dick fan, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not about that. Like my grandmother, she has this amazing dog. His name is Clyde. He's awesome. I do dig Clyde, but I don't dig Clyde's dick, and it's always out, and I don't appreciate it. Like like you said, Justin, like these guy dogs, like these boy dogs are they're super friendly, and especially like the more friendly they are. But there's some disconnect there. Like I don't get like a boner when I see like a person that like when we started video chatting tonight, and I was like, I'm happy to see you guys. I didn't get hard, like at least not that I'm gonna tell you about.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I mean a little quarter chub, nothing,
But when my dog, like when this dog sees family members, it's like hell yeah, like raging boner, like raging like olive oil soaked Twizzler just sticking out of its crotch, and it's horrifying. But my grandmother is like, she's pretty old, so she doesn't. He'll be sitting there and she's petting him and she's giving him a lot of praise, and I know that he doesn't want to fuck her or me, like he doesn't want to fuck either of us, but it just feels that way. And so I'm just like, maybe just stop petting him. Maybe stop petting him for like a few minutes. Because like when you're petting him and he has a boner, I don't like what's happening. I don't like the way this looks. I don't like the way this feels. I don't dig it. I don't know.
I'm imagining you saying that to your grandma, and I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, she's a really great lady.
You know what is speaking of dog dicks, let's just keep I mean, we got some momentum here, and I got some very strong opinions. No, but there's that Vine from like Leon or whatever, where it's like in his office is the office dog. It's like a series of like 3 vines, and it's like this little dog that is sitting in the office chair and like sitting in an office chair in the conference room, and he's just sitting there and he has this like the saddest like face on, and he just has this raging red rocket. And it's just like, and he's just staring like straight into the camera, and it's like the saddest thing ever. It's like,
whatever. Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
It's beautiful. Well, Vine ended up like that person who owns that dog, clearly doesn't know that an employee who is a person of great following on Twitter, like posted that or whatever. So then Vine used that in like a promotion or whatever. They used the image, but they hired someone to Photoshop out the boner. So like someone got paid to like sit in front of a computer and like use their graphic arts degree that they're in $60,000 of debt to sit with this smudge tool and like just try to erase this little dog boner so a company could use it and then like an email. It's like, oh my god. Also, someone had to airbrush out Air Bud's dick.
Yeah, he probably has that.
Like it's not there.
Oh, really?
Is it not there in any scenes? Even like the scenes where he's jumping. Oh, my girlfriend just said maybe it's a girl dog. Who knows?
No, it's a boy.
No,
dog.
it's a boy.
Dead.
Girl dogs.
It was
Girl dogs
the
have
dog
dicks
from
too.
Full House.
That's not.
It was Comet from Full House. Comet was a boy.
Yeah, that's what.
How do they? Did I say he's definitely a dog?
Yeah.
He's definitely a dog.
Airbud, the golden retriever.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at Wikipedia here. He's most definitely not
I thought
iguana in a suit. It's not.
I thought you were just gathering yourself there. I thought you were just recapping for yourself. Like, oh yeah, all right. Well, he's definitely a dog. Where were we again?
Yeah, but R.I.P. to Air Bud and his Photoshop dick.
I bet it was awesome.
I wonder, and like that, and I'm just like you, Tom. Like, and then I'm thinking, like, okay, like someone got paid to do that job. How much did they make for that? Was that in like the prospectus when they like were reaching out to a contractor, like, hey, we need some light, image, touch up or whatever, and then it's like, we're dealing with animal dicks a plus or whatever, it's like, I don't know. How did that person make? How did they like do that? Or did someone just like they're on payroll at Vine or something, and then like they just came in and they have this job folder sitting on their desk, like opens it up and it's just like someone from upper management with like this like picture of the dog with a boner, just like with it circled and like, hey, can we talk about this?
I like to think that like, because I don't know how editing software works, but what I'm picturing is that someone is frame by frame going through these and has to take the dick out. But then you don't just get rid of the dick because the dick can't be erased. The dick goes into its own separate folder. So now there's this folder that's just like all these scenes of a dickless dog, and there's this folder that's just full of little dog dicks.
It's a layer that like got pushed back behind the other one or whatever. So it's like on Photoshop or whatever. It's like he's like clicking to find it, whatever. He like clicks it, and then it's just like a little tiny red rocket tip.
Yeah, and like the guy, whoever was the Airbud one, the guy who did the Airbud ones, like he's got this very valuable folder that's just full of a bunch of little Airbud penises, and he's just waiting to sell that shit.
Just waiting for the right time.
That's what I'm imagining. This dude, like, the whole time, he's like, yeah, I'll Photoshop the dicks out, but I'm keeping the rights to them. Like, I'm taking it home, and if this movie takes off, the dick is mine, and I'm selling it.
Oh, my God. Oh, my face hurts.
We got a solid, like, 10 minutes out of dog dicks on this.
Yeah, I mean, we probably shouldn't keep going because I know it will.
I'm glad that I brought up Larry Bird and it got us to dog dick. Like, I can't better.
Yeah.
Better.
Well, that's the thing, too.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, well, obviously we can cut this up as whatever. And I think that you have, like, the first episode or whatever, and then you just have, like, this separate dog dick, like, chat is like, extra thing or whatever. So it's like, is a thing, but you know, moving forward, like the topic or the format, you know, I know we're trying to tell stories and stuff, but also too, like stuff like this is where I think we're gonna have some good stuff because of the chemistry and just all being fucked up people.
Yeah, once we just like kind of let ourselves talk, it really flows really easily.
Mm-hmm.
Tom's setting shit on fire. So
I'm lighting a candle right now that, oh my God, look at this. All right, now if we don't, you guys can see this right now. Look at what the scent says. It says bougie. You see
dog
that?
dick?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bougie.
Yeah, it does.
What's that mean in candle language?
I think it means vanilla. No, it means fresh. All right, it's a fresh linen candle, so we can stop worrying about that. Sorry.
You were really excited about that candle for a second.
I just saw it. I mean, I am a candle guy. Honestly, I love me some candles.
My mom. So I was raised not Quaker, but my mom was super religious when I was growing up, and she was very tightly wound, very much follow the rules. And then we went to the Covered Bridge Festival here in like the area, and it's kind of a big deal, but it's basically just a huge yard sale for thousands of people. And she got this candle called Smell My Nuts, and it was just, but like it was nut scented, like banana nut scented. But I remember being in 7th grade and just being amazed that my mom would buy that candle, and that was like the first time we really connected, like on that level. Like I was just like, yeah, nuts, that's awesome. And she goes, yeah, I know, right? High five. It's a really touching moment in my childhood.
I've still never had that moment with my mother, so I very much envy you.
Take her to Covered Bridge Festival. She'll get a Smell My Nuts candle, and it'll be beautiful.
My mom is hella old. Like, I'm 25. My mom is 65.
Yeah,
my mom's 65 as well.
My mom is 44.
Yeah.
No, she'll be 44 in December.
I think we've talked about this before. Yeah, we definitely got into a conversation once, and I was like, yeah, I think my mom's more like your grandmother's age, probably, and our parents had very different lives.
Yeah, my mom had me. She got pregnant like right after high school. And then
my mom had me so late that it was like probably unsafe, and she shouldn't have done it. Everyone agreed it was a bad idea.
It was probably unsafe.
Call up everyone that thought it was a bad idea and just show them your tweets and be like, yeah, is it a bad idea now?
It was a terrible idea. You guys were right. Your hypothesis is right. Good job on
Yeah, you guys want to know what a bad idea this was? I spend 8 hours a day looking into my phone talking about shutting my dick in a car door. So you tell me what a bad idea is.
Man, I had this realization, like when you break everything down to like a base level of like what you're doing throughout the day. And it's like I wake up in the morning and I'm like happy, and then I like dress up semi nice, and then I sit in a chair getting slowly sadder as the day goes on. Like that's what my day consists of. It's like I just go to a place and I get sad, and then I get money for it.
Dude, that what I tweeted the other day about leaving work and just smiling about the idea that I might die before I have to come back. Like I think about that on the way out of work every day. I'm like, I've got a pretty good life insurance policy. If I do die, I think everyone I owe money to is like covered. Yeah. If there's a wreck right now, or like if I'm ever tweeting and I'm just like looking down at my phone, I look up and I'm kind of running off the road. There's like that half-second thought where it's like, if I just continue to not recognize what's going on here, I mean, like the bills are paid for. Like, but then I jerk back to the right and.
Oh my God.
It's not even like I don't literally want to die. It's just like, if I do die, it's okay. I mean, I don't have to go back to work tomorrow. And then.
Dude, you know what you don't have to worry about when you're dead is fucking emails signed off with cheers. Anybody that uses cheers as their like sign off or emails is like the day that I'll never get an email that starts with "Hi team." Death is such an enticing option. You get shit like
Yeah.
cheers. Who the fuck are you, man? Get away
Even
from me.
even on my good days, I have a hard time justifying not just like hurling myself out a window. So I feel you.
This was a beautiful, touching moment.
So this is on who's the leader here? So this is on through Tom's.
Yeah, this is on mine. This should be through like tombrodude at Gmail, which is my Gmail account. So means I must have a YouTube through it.
I'm sorry, I'm having a seizure over here.
Jacob, did you just drop us on the floor?
No, I was trying to plug my phone in because it was dying-ish, and then I just dropped it, period.
Yeah, let me see. We got the link for this somewhere, right? Or no, you do, I think, because you're up there at the top or something. You can.
Oh, I see it. All right, yeah. Let me put it in. Let me put it in a little chat right now for y'all.
Okay. You can,
Right,
if we're done like recording, you can just do stop or whatever, and then we can still be here and talk, but it'll have like stopped the recording.
Like this.
Here, tell me if you guys get this message. You guys, I just sent in a group chat to you guys. So.
Yeah, I got it, and it goes to that. So you'll either download it or Jacob or whoever's going to edit it or whatever that needs it just needs like to log into that YouTube account or whatever, I guess the Gmail, and then can download the video and then can extract the audio from it.
Man, this Steve Jobs guy really knew what he was doing, huh? Google. Just kidding. Fuck that nerd.
All right. Yeah, as long as we can get to the audio, I can edit it. I'll chop out the dog dick stuff, and then that can be a bonus feature.
A boner feature? Ah, yeah,
A boner feature.
Mm-hmm.
Did we all just make the same joke at the same time as it cut out for all of us?
Yeah, you guys might have just made the same joke.
Yeah, we did. We did. Concerning.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, so just whenever you stop this, Tom, like either I think if you just close out, but also like up at the top if you like stop it or pause it or whatever it is, then it'll take a little bit, but it'll save the video to the YouTube page, and then you can once you're into the YouTube page, you can go into like your settings of your videos, and then you can like download it.
after you guys hang up, I'm probably gonna.
Or I think you can. Oh, sorry. But I do think you can take. There's like websites like KeepVid and stuff like that. You can just put the YouTube video like URL in there, and then like you can just. I think that it'll ask you like if you want to download the video in different formats, but then they also have just like the MP3 for the audio, and you might just be able to do that.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, we'll figure that out. I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
if it comes down, if it comes down to it, you can. If it comes down to you having to download the MP3 and then just email it to me, and then I can edit it. We'll figure it out.
All right. That sounds good. Yeah. After when we end this, after you guys hang up, look at him stretching.
I got a little crampy.
Yeah, vlogging will do that to you. You should know. Slam dunk something in that hoop behind you there.
Sure. Trying to find the ball.
Tom, have you ever seen the video of him doing the behind the back, off the elbow pass?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, there's a Vine. You know the Jason Williams behind.
Yeah, this one. Like that. Close.
Oh shit.
Tom, did you know our friend was a former state runner-up championship point guard?
I knew he balled. I knew he balled.
Whew, now I'm out of breath. I am physically winded right now. I'm gonna go suck back a couple brown ales.
The fancy kind,
call-
though, right? That makes it okay.
Is that what you call dog penises, Justin?
Oh yeah, dude. Let me tell you. Look, I mean, all right. Look, we're amongst friends, right? I mean, we've all tried to fuck a dog before, right? No. Okay. Oh, are you still alive? All right. I got laundry's done. I need to go check that out. Seriously, you guys have tried to fuck a dog or not? Because if you have,
I've been fucked by a dog.
yeah, that's true.
Actually, no. Speaking of that, I gotta one more little anecdote. So my neighbor.
Speaking of getting fucked by a dog.
Yeah, seriously. Speaking of being fucked by a dog, I'm not joking. So my neighbors that are like the street behind us, they've got huge backyard that's like maybe 200 or 300 yards long and like 100 yards wide. It's like the inside. It's like a fucking couple football fields. It's got a lot of room, and they have this huge dog that was never fenced in. He was pretty chill. Like he wouldn't really wander off, and if he did, he wasn't making any trouble. But he goes crazy when you yell his name and run away. We found out. So when we were like 10, 11, 12, that age, me and my friend would lead him all the way to the furthest end of the yard, and then we'd walk like halfway across the yard, and we'd scream his name like crazy, and then start running away from him, and he would inevitably like chase us down. So it was just all like a big rush, like until this dog like eventually caught you and like tackled you, and we were like scared. But now looking back, like he was really just like holding us down and like humping the shit out of us after he caught us.
So happy.
Go, you guys.
Dude, you said some. You called it. He said the Twizzlers with something smothered in olive oil. Oh my god.
Yeah, because it's all glossy, you know?
Why is it? It's so mucusy.
That's disgusting.
Well, awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Just let me know if you need anything, help or whatever, and if I can do something, I'll do it.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you
Wait.
for gracing us with your presence.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you want to do this, once a week, once every 2 weeks or whatever, we'll see how the first one goes and how much time it takes or whatever, and then just go from there. If we do it once a week, once every 2 weeks or whatever, I'll make some.
All right. Excellent.
Sweet.
Sounds good.
Thanks, dude. Thanks, guys. This was fun.
See y'all.
All right. I love you all.
I love you guys. Peace.
See ya.
See you, dude.